by the common man, for the common man. We're not measuring millimeters between freaking shots here. We're gonna take one of these puppies, screw it to a 1x4 down there, and then we're gonna shoot at it. What's going on, guys? When the heck did it turn into fall? Dove season's already here. Tomorrow is the opening day, September 1st. I feel like it was just June. It's crazy how fast things move. Luckily, we started to feel that pressure, that time was flying by. If you didn't see our last videos, we made a food plot right here, and we're building a deer blind back here because just as fast as dove season crept up on us, you know deer season is gonna be right around the corner. Today, I got a review in store for you. I haven't dove hunted too much in the past, but I love it. And last year, I ended up missing a few birds out here. We're out at the farm, and this is about like a 20-acre hayfield. You end up getting some pretty decent shots. These aren't dove that are popping out of the corn right in front of you. So I ended up deciding to get a new choke for my Benelli Supernova shotgun. And when I was looking at the different options, I saw that Carlson's just released a new choke specifically designed for dove season. So I ended up getting this. This is the Carlson's White Wing Dove choke, and it comes in a light modified and a improved modified. So I went with the improved. I think the diameter on it was 0.705 and the light was 0.715. I was using a turkey choke before. I could get a little more spread out of this and not give myself too tight of a pattern. So today we are out at our range right here. I'm gonna put some targets out. I'm gonna test not only the Carlson's, put it up against the Benelli chokes that it came with, you know, the improved, the modified. So we'll get all those downrange, and then at the end, I'm gonna do some practice shooting with the thrower. So I'm looking forward to figuring out how good this choke is. I think this year this is the most excited I've ever been for dove season. So let's get these targets up. Let's get shooting, boys and girls. If you haven't experienced one of my reviews before, I'm very by the common man, for the common man. So we're not measuring millimeters between freaking shots here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these puppies and we're gonna screw it to a 1x4 down there, and then we're gonna shoot at it. And when that happens, we'll see how the pattern is. Simple as that. Not that I have anything against anybody who does it any other way, but it's not that complicated. So we're gonna cut this. Voila, let's go get it up on that board. So these are the different chokes that I have for my Benelli Supernova. That's gonna be my dove gun this year. All right, this is what I was using. This is a 0.65 turkey choke. Here's the new improved modified White Wing Dove choke. So we're gonna put those against each other. I also have an improved, a modified, and a full that came with the Benelli. I'm probably just gonna try the improved and see how that goes. Maybe the modified. I also have 3 different types of shot. I just picked this up at Walmart. I've never used this before. It's 6.5 shot. I'm excited to try that. I also have 8 shot and 7.5. So we're gonna do a little review here. My only goal for this whole situation is to be able to provide value in the fact of you watching this being able to say, is this choke worth buying? I don't know the answer to that. I've done these reviews before going into it assuming that I'd know the answer and then being shocked at the end. So your guess is as good as mine right now. Like I said, all I'm doing here, I literally screwed that piece of cardboard onto that board. That's way bigger than a dove is, so it's gonna suffice perfectly. We're gonna get some shots downrange and see how the pattern is, how much it covers it. We'll be able to judge it based on that. I've done this a ton of times before. It's worked for those situations, so let's get after it. Yeah. All right, I know everybody says you have to shoot 84 times to make sure it's accurate, but we're gonna go one at a time. I'm gonna start with the Benelli improved choke that was sent to me with the gun, and I'm gonna use 7.5 shot because that's what I plan on using. That's what I know works out of this gun. Shoot this, go down, switch it, rinse, repeat. And I'm just gonna aim at the center of this board. See what happens. Hopefully a game warden doesn't drive by and think that I'm prematurely started dove season on my own. Let's go check that out. Hopefully you can see this. This pattern is a little bit scattered, which is what you want. You know, if you're aiming here, you should kill the bird. This is right where I was aiming. Fortunately, not too many shots nearby, but it's on to the next one. So I did the improved. Maybe I guess I'll just do the modified, and then lastly I'll do the White Wing Dove, and then we'll talk about it. All right, got my next round of cardboard, got my drill. I've got a cut that's bleeding that I'm just letting bleed so the no-see-ums have somewhere to go and stop biting me. It's a mess out here, guys. Can't wait for it. That's the last shot of our tests. All right, we're through shooting now. I got all 6 of the pieces of cardboard out here. Let's just walk through them. This is completely biased. I am just trying to figure out which is going to be the best choke for me to put down birds. In my mind, it's the most even pattern around like a size like this. It gives you a little play. It gives you a little space to miss the dove. You know, you're gonna be shooting at something that's moving and flying. It's like duck hunting. Every migratory bird and bird hunter knows what this is like. So what I'm looking for is like an even pattern around where I'm aiming, including exactly where I'm aiming. All right, I just ended up walking through all of these pieces of cardboard and the markings on them without realizing that I was using the backside, and a lot of these BBs didn't even go all the way through it. So we're gonna start back over. We're gonna walk through improved, modified, and then to the Carlsons and compare and contrast. I'll let you make your own decision. You got to do your own test. There's a variation in guns and shots and shotguns and whatever. I'm showing you what I have on hand versus the Carlsons. You got to assume that it should be somewhat similar in order for you to make an assessment. I invested in it. I showed you what it was like with my equipment. Maybe you should go try it yourself if you like these results. That's what I'm getting at. Let's check it out. For starters, we're going to look at the Benelli 6.5. These are the chokes that were sent to me with my gun. Coverage is pretty decent. I mean, pretty spread out. Here's what I think about that. See you later. Okay, improved 7.5. Also not great. You know, I'm not happy with this. I think you can definitely kill a dove. You got the pattern all around, but it's not doing what I want. Yeah, it just kind of seems all over the place. Then we're gonna move on to the modified. See, you can see the density up here is a lot better. I was clearly shooting a little bit higher based on the next one. You can see on the 7.5 I did the same thing. But so it's pretty dense up here, but the shot pattern's way better than the improved. And I would feel much more comfortable using this on my gun during dove season. I want good coverage everywhere. It's not like turkey hunting where I want a tight pattern. So I'd feel comfortable using that. On to the 7.5. 7.5 is also, it's denser everywhere. You know, you get a better pattern everywhere. It's better than the improved. As far as the 6.5 versus the 7, thinking I'm going with the 7.5. 6.5 was more densely, and it's going to have some better knockdown power. I've never used the 6.5 before, so I don't really know what it looks like in action, but pretty good. All right, so lastly, we're going to go on to the Carlsons. All right, now I've got the Benelli modified 6.5 and 7 versus the Carlson's dove. So if you look here, this is the 6.5. It's pretty similar, to be honest with you. I think you get a little bit, you know, if I'm aiming in the exact same spot, there's a little bit more coverage down here, but it performed pretty similar, just a hair better with the spread and the pattern being even. And then if you come down to the 7.5, it's pretty similar, you know. 7.5 is definitely better on this one in terms of, you know, where I'm aiming. I was aiming right in the middle, so you get a ton of action right here, more than what's right here on the 7.5 Benelli modified, but it's awfully close. You know, looking at it, I feel like I have to reach for that a little bit, but just staring at the center of where I know I was aiming, I'm picking Carlson's because I find myself to be a decent enough shot. Like, I can look here and be like, all right, I think I'm gonna hit a dove somewhat close to it. I'm not hoping that I have that much reach. Again, my conclusion is against another, like, I'm comparing against another choke that I have. You might have a different kind of choke that you would have to put this up against. So far, for dove hunting, the Carlson's is the best choke that I have personally. You're gonna have to make your own call, but I'm gonna be using it. And if I didn't, I'd be fine using the modified. You know, it's gonna put down birds. And I'll probably try to test it out throughout the season. I think I'm gonna dove hunt a lot more this year. So let's go ahead and put these to the test with the thrower. Let's get some stuff up in the air and see how we do with it. Already finding ticks on me. All right, let's get these. Oh, fragile as eggs, huh? This is a pretty cheap thrower. It's called a Do-All Outdoors. I think I got it from Sportsman's for like under $100, but does the trick for me, so that's what we're going for. This is a good way to close off the rest of the night. That's all you got to do with that, and then stick this in here. It holds it, pull the string, and we'll just see where it goes. Solid. That's usually Hannah's job, so Hannah, I know you're watching this, and I need you. First shot with the Carlsons. Ah, shit. I had the safety on. Easy. I got my safety off. Good shot. It's actually good practice because you can never predict when the dove's coming, so it might be last second. This is awesome. Dove right there. Last one of the night. We're gonna make it quick. Dove right there. Alright y'all, that wraps it up. Again, just to recap everything, I think the Carlson's choke is awesome. I'm gonna use it. You don't have to use it. You can test it against your other ones. See how it works. Beautiful night out here. It was fun doing some shooting. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things to do. I love trap and skeet shooting, and I'm looking forward to the season starting. We got the steam coming off the pond here, so that's another sign of seasons changing, which I'm happy about. Hopefully here soon we'll have a dove video actually out in the field, potentially this field. So I'm looking forward to that as much as you are. Appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything, let me know. I'll try to throw an Amazon affiliate link in the description just so you can click on it. Make sure you look at it when you buy it because it's gun specific. Mine's for a Benelli. You might have a Remington, you might have a Mossberg. Just make sure it fits your gun. That'd be one of mine. Appreciate you watching. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this night. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you on the next video.